Hello and welcome to Viewpoint. I'm Volodymyr Solohub. On March 21st, 22nd, the Russian court is delivering a verdict in the criminal case of Ukrainian fighter pilot Nadiya Savchenko. Join me now to discuss the trial itself and the upcoming verdict is the chairman of human rights organization, Ukrainian Helsinki Union, Mr. Oleksandr Pavlichenko. Mr. Pavlichenko, welcome back to Viewpoint.
Thank you for inviting me. And now we have the week of Nadiya Savchenko trial, and we expect the resolution of this situation, this story, and the verdict will prove the.
Mr. Pavlichenko, can you tell us, is there any illusion about the upcoming verdict?
I think that nobody has illusion on what happens in Russia today. And, well, we have the purely brutal violation of the all...
I'm sorry, when you say that nobody has any illusions, any doubts, do I understand you correctly that you say that the verdict will be delivered guilty?
Yeah. Well, and no traces that other solution might be adopted and approved by the judicial, let's say, so-called judicial power of Russia. And here we have exactly the case that proved the state of judiciary at national level in Russia, and it's totally and purely politically motivated, without any judicial grounds. So without the such ground and basement with the only legal pillars in the activity of the judiciary, we may no doubt on the issue of this and the resolution of this
What
case.
will that verdict mean for the defense team of Nadiya Savchenko?
That next steps should be taken. I mean that the appeal, cassation procedures, and the claims to the international institutions as the European Court of Human Rights. And
so do you expect the defense team to go all the way to the European Court of Human Rights? So basically submit the appeal and then the Supreme Court of Russia?
To be accepted by the European Court, it is necessary to exhaust the domestic procedures. It means that appeal and cassation procedures should be followed, and verdict should be approved by this.
So you expect the defense team to do this?
But we have the purely the political case. It's not the criminal offense in the ground of this case. It's just the attempt by Russian power to show and to prove the strong position that they may have such attitude towards any person from a Ukrainian side. And I have from my side the question why Ukraine didn't start the judicial procedure where the victim will be Nadiya Savchenko, because she was kidnapped, and the criminal investigation should be started, and the parallel judicial procedure should be realized on Ukrainian side.
But in order to have this process, to have this trial, there have to be suspects. Who could be suspects in this case? And obviously, most likely they are in Russia now.
We have all the components of the delict, all the components of the crime, and in the process of investigation, the kidnappers will be established, and all these illegal team that operates as investigators, judges, will be probably nominated as a guilty part of this crime.
Mr. Pavlichenko, in the past several weeks, there were a lot of discussions in Ukrainian media and as well as in the foreign media about the so-called Savchenko list, which is similar to the Magnitsky list, where a number of Russian officials who are responsible for these illegal trial, illegal investigation will be sanctioned by Western countries. Do you think this is a viable solution? Do you think this is realistic?
I suggest that such list started. Was
Basically,
launched,
the idea is to put on this list all those Russian officials
who were involved in this. Yes, exactly. And such a case just proved my opinion that we have here the case of the crime, but who is responsible for this crime? It's Nadiya Savchenko, who is accused by Russian side, or the perpetrators from Russian side who kidnapped Nadiya Savchenko from Ukrainian territory and brought her to the Russia Federation without any legal grounds for that. So it's the purely crime, and we should also stress it that all responsible for this crime should be also prosecuted.
From your side, as the representative of Ukrainian Helsinki Union, are you pressing the Ukrainian government to open this criminal investigation?
We have to start this. It's not the procedure or not the task for NGO. It's the General Prosecutor Office who should start this investigation.
Yeah, but you said, Mr. Pavlichenko, you said that this case is not being opened. You feel that this should be the case. It should take place.
It's purely omission. It's purely omission. But you.
So isn't it up to the NGO, such as yours, to pressure the Prosecutor General to do this?
We have to consider such idea and start the pressure and the campaign and the opening of the case by Ukrainian law enforcement officials. General Prosecutor Office in this case.
Why you haven't done that so far? If you believe this is necessary.
Such idea appeared not long time ago, so it should be done by the Ukrainian officials at the beginning of this case.
Understood. According to the reports, if we can go back to the trial, according to the reports, some of the Ukrainian officials, as well as a number of foreign diplomats, were not allowed into the courtroom today. Why do you think this is being done?
It's just the demonstration of the position of Russian officials toward Ukraine as the state and their representatives. Probably it's small humiliation. Probably they may have some formal obstacles, as for example, they may prove that the quantity of people, number of persons in the courtroom is limited, and they have limited access, and so on and so on and so on. But some representatives from Ukraine, from foreign diplomatic institutions, are in this courtroom, and they participated in these hearings. But general appreciation of the situation that it's not a fair trial at all, and each factor, same the not permission to be present in this courtroom for even diplomatic representatives like consular services representatives and so on, proves that we have not a real judicial procedure. It's just a play, kind of spectacles, and we have appreciated in such a way. But still, we have followed the rules for the ordinary judiciary and assist on the point that Nadiya Savchenko is not criminal, that she is just an object selected by the Russian forces for several ideas to show their power and to organize a kind of media and ideological story, play, and
yeah, it looks like a lot of tricky things in this trial, and obviously we'll be following closely the development of this sham trial in Russia, and also the very interesting point which you raised. We will follow whether you will actually try and push the Ukrainian general attorney to open the criminal investigation into the kidnappers. Mr. Pavlichenko, many thanks for finding the time. Yes, that's very important. Many thanks for finding time to come and talk to us. We were discussing the trial of Ukrainian fighter pilot Nadiya Savchenko in Russia with chairman of Ukrainian human rights organization, Ukrainian Helsinki Union, Mr. Oleksandr Pavlichenko. I'm Volodymyr Solohub. Thank you for watching Viewpoint. Right, thank you very much again. It was very interesting. A very interesting point.